Okay, now we're ready to assemble a sculpture. So first I'm going to start with my top conveyor piece, and I'm going to pre-assemble it to not just any strut, but the special strut that has the ring that's been glued on. That's very important because that's going to make it able to hold a lot more weight, which is the weight of this and the conveyor turning. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-assemble this. So I'm going to make sure that it's engaged properly. Alright, so now I know my conveyor is in place on the strut. The special strut is going to be able to hold extra load. Then I'm going to put on my special magnetic piece. Okay, so again, we do the magnetic piece so that if something pulls on this, it just breaks off as opposed to pulling on the entire top conveyor. Okay, now I'm going to assemble my next piece. Now I'm choosing to use a switch next, and the reason for that is that I would like to make lots of branches and I want to just get started creating two alternative paths right away. So I'm going to hold my switch up and I'm going to use these U-clips to clip the switch on to the magnetic piece. Next I'm going to assemble a short piece and a turn piece using my U-clips to hold these together. And next I'm going to assemble one of these pieces to my strut. And then I'm just going to use a U-clip to secure this in place. There we go. Just going to test this out and see how things look. Looks good. And okay, I've got my top conveyor up here. It's just out of sight. And now I want to put the bottom conveyor piece in place. So again, I'm going to put it on the lowest possible spot. I'm going to pre-assemble it here. So another point here, it's a good idea to use one of your L pieces here, just to lock that bottom conveyor in place. The reason is that there's going to be forces, the conveyor belt, going to be trying to pull up on that a little bit, and you want to make sure it doesn't come out. Okay? Alright, our bottom conveyor is in place. Now I'm going to put the belt on. Okay, time to assemble the conveyor belt now. I've got my belt already pre-assembled, so I'm just going to disconnect it at one joint and then put it back together around my top conveyor. Okay, got it on the top. Okay, now obviously I have my belt a little bit too long, so I'm going to just take off pieces until I get to the right length. Okay, I feel like I've got a decent amount of tension here, not much, just a little bit, and so I'm going to turn on the conveyor. I'm noticing just a little bit of catching on this edge here. So I'm going to take some time to sand this wheel down a little bit. Just the inside edge of this wheel. Okay, something I forgot to mention, it's pretty obvious once you get started, but I just want to point out that every piece has an end with the rails sticking out, and then it has an end where it can accept those bits of rail sticking out. So for instance, this straight piece started with the ability to accept positive features, and then it has positive features of its own coming out this end. So I can put this switch on this way. I couldn't put the switch on this way. It's not compatible. So the reason for that is it's going to keep all of your parts aligned to one another, preventing them from slipping with vibration over time. I'm going to add a switch here. And with the switch parts, you have to be careful about where you apply your U-clips. And that's just because you want to make sure that the switch is still able to actuate. Now, I don't like this angle. It's feeling a little too steep to me, so I'm going to see if I can bump it up a little bit. There we go. Now I'm just going to want to make sure I go back after I get this in and check that everything's okay back here. Going back, it looks okay. Nothing came apart. I'm just going to test it out again. Okay.